Great news. Our first Jazz on the Tube book is ready. It's on the Amazon store and you can get it right now. We changed the title a lot, but if I remember correctly, it is Death, Resurrection, and Spirit in New Orleans. And it's about the very exciting, very challenging years in New Orleans right after the 2005 flood, and about the essential, not important, essential role that musicians and everybody related to the music business played in the recovery of the city. If you remember, the whole city was wiped out. Um, Hundreds of thousands of people homeless. Some neighborhoods were still under 15 feet of water as late as a month after the levee breaks. I mean, it was a total wipeout. And it was the musicians that brought it back. And that's what this book documents. And I was there. And there's something really interesting too about the book. I was there with my camera. And I just coincidentally happened to be in a lot of places where a lot of very sort of pivotal events were taking place. And I've got it on video. So the book is not only a textbook, but it also refers to some videos that you can check out. And it will give you the real inside story, as good as you'll ever get it from anybody, how New Orleans rebuilt and the essential role that musicians played in that. We also go deep into the life of Roger Lewis, one of the great, one of the many great local musicians in New Orleans. And he talks about the glory days of the Lower Nine and all the backyard nightclubs that were going on and all the music and all the amazing players, many of whom never left New Orleans. You'll read about the guy that John Coltrane, when he was in New Orleans on a gig, made a point to go see this one particular musician whose name I'm sure you never heard, and who never performed out of New Orleans. There were a lot of guys like that, and Roger gets into that in great detail, and that's kind of some exciting material. We also have something of great historic importance, which I've never seen anywhere else, which is the fact that when Ornette Coleman was 19 years old, he was in New Orleans, living with the Lasky family. And they were, there was Melvin Lasky, who died unfortunately very young. Was a great trumpet player, and many Lasky family members are musicians and superb musicians. And Ornette had a big creative breakthrough in New Orleans when he was 19, playing in Frank Lasky's church, because Frank Lasky, in addition to being a great drummer, was also a spiritual leader in the city of New Orleans, and an important one. And so that's a story that's never been told. Ornette, I even have the interview I did with Ornette on tape, where he talks about that. I mean, this is some major historical stuff. But anyway, if you love this music, this is a very important chapter in the history of jazz. It's as important as, the founding of jazz, supposedly in New Orleans. It's as important as Kansas City. It's as important as Chicago, all those great stories. This is the story of how a great American city was rebuilt thanks to the spirit of our musicians. So check it out. Click the link below. If you like it, please give it a positive review. That helps. I think this is an important book. It's a short read. You can get through it pretty quickly. And like I said, it's connected to a website that has lots of interesting videos that just coincidentally happen to be like right place, right time with a camera. I don't think there's anything else like this. In jazz. I don't know. There might be a book that connects the book to actual videos. But in any event, your support would be greatly appreciated, and that support would be buying the book. And speaking of support, thank you to all the people that support Jazz on the Tube financially. This is what bought me the time and the space and the resources to undertake the putting together of this book. So this is your book, and without you guys, it would not have happened. So thank you very much. So get the book, talk about the book. If you know anybody that wants to interview me about the book, please have them write me, and I'll be glad to be on any media that I can possibly be on. And we'll talk later.
This is for my artists of virtuosity who kept the music and the mystery. It's for my artistic vanguard who came back when times were hard, who sometimes came back to nothing but still came back underrated and uninsured, putting their horns where their mouth is. This is for my buck-jumping Pied Pipers who gon' second line my people all the way back home. This poem's for you. This is for my melody makers, for my cowbell ringers and my tambourine shakers. It's for the lady buck jumpers, for the rebirth brass band and the Storyville stumpers, for the soul rebels and the hot eight, for the little rascals wanting to dime when all they got is 8. It's for Kermit Ruffin and the barbecue swingers, for Marva Wright and all my blues singers, for making that music that heal our pain. It's for Shannon Powell and Lil Liza Jane. I got Liza, you got Liza, we got Liza. I'm from the North and I thought I told you. It's for the Golden Comanches and the Wild Magnolia. For loving our city, we ain't giving up an inch. It's for Stanton Moore, Bob, and George French. We love her scat and we love her razzle dazzle. It's for Irvin Mayfield and Jermaine Basil. It's for Dr. Michael White for keeping it tight. And for Uncle Lionel, still raising hell. We sure gonna miss him when we die. It's for Troy Sawyer and Kevin O'Day, Kid Chocolate Brown and John Butte. For Dave Torkanowski and Walter Wolfman, Trombone Shorty and the whole Andrews clan, and the Marcellus clan and the Baptiste clan too. Charmaine Neville, this poem's for you, and don't forget Kid Jordan, the whole Jordan crew. It's for Philip Manuel and Leah Chase, Earl and Riley on drums, Roland Garrett on bass. Holla if you hear me. It's for Corey Henry on trombone, Kirk Joseph on sousaphone, Donald Harrison on sax. I take off my hat to Benny Jones and Leroy Jones and all our musicians who came back home. This poem's for you. We'll work today if you play tonight. Sing us a song that make us alright. The sounds of your horns give us strength to fight. We'll gut the houses if you play your sax. We'll swing the hammer if you swing your axe. We'll work with haste, just you play your drum. Please bring your bass and we'll have some fun. Run with the sounds as hot as the sun. Bum 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 bum, play your drum. Son, put down your gun, let's have some fun. Work during the day, but when the nighttime comes, oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza J. Check it.